Okay, so here's video number 2, where we're actually going to remove the blocks from the Jenga tower. And to kind of get started, I've got to decide, because remember the blocks will alternate, right? So if I have 3 long pieces here, that means I'm not going to have any vertical pieces here. And so I've got to go back and forth here and kind of remove the lines that don't belong. And then they switch directions. So these ones go this way, that means these ones go this way, and I'll erase this side. Okay, and then I gotta come over here, so it goes back and forth every other. We'll just zigzag our way up. So there to there. And then we'll go from here to here. From here to here. You can see why I didn't draw these lines back in, because I didn't know which side I would end up with here. And so now I know that I'll have these lines, but these lines here are gone. And I'll have to redraw these, but now I can erase those. And then these ones. Okay. So, okay. So now we just have to decide which ones we want to get rid of, okay? And let's try a few different options here, just for fun, since I've already erased this line. Let's get rid of this block right here. So we're going to take this one out. So first thing I've got to do is erase all the lines that exist there, because they're not there anymore, right? But I am going to see this block, right? And there's a few things that I know, right? So for example, I know where the top corner is going to go. It's going to be somewhere along this line. What I don't know yet is where it's going to go back down, and we need to figure that out. There's a few ways we could do that. Let's see here. So we're gonna, because this is above our eye level, we're gonna draw through this row just a little bit. And we're gonna come back to our vanishing point right here, okay? And just put in a light line. We're gonna erase this line. I'll zoom in so we can really see what I'm doing here. But somewhere, this line and this line are going to intersect. And that's where so this step here is going to become this step here. What we don't know is where that intersection is, but we have all the information we need to find it. Because we know that this line is gonna, so this line comes down and over, so this line has to come down and over to the same spot. So here's where it comes over, and if we take this line, again, very precisely to our vanishing point, and I'm going to draw this light because I've got to erase it in a minute. But where this line and this line intersect, which is right about there, is where that's going to go. And its line, the lines either have to go to vanishing points or vertical. This is a vertical line. So I'm going to put a vertical line right on that dot I created. And draw that up. And so now we have this block drawn in, comes down. We don't see this stuff underneath because it's being blocked by this corner. But now I can come in and get these lines out of the way to help me to figure out where it is. We're trying to use the logic of perspective to remove some blocks. So that one wasn't too bad. Okay, so let's kind of work our way down. What if we take a middle piece out? So like right here, if we got rid of this piece. So for this one, we know if we get rid of this piece, we'll see the corner where this piece is going back and where the top of this bottom piece is. So this one's not quite long enough. Switch to a ruler. But we know that this line is going to go back until it goes behind this block in front. All right, so this block's still here, but this block's gone. And when I'm cleaning this up later on, whenever you have one line that goes behind another line, always make sure the line in front is just a little bit heavier. And it'll help create that illusion of depth and space, okay? What we don't know is, will I see part of this block? So let's check that real quick. And so to find where this block goes through, we can draw a line from this corner to this vanishing point. And if it's behind, we won't see it. And look at that. It's right at the edge, right there. And so I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to get rid of it, because we don't want to, when two things are too close, it becomes a tangent and gets visually distracting, and it's close enough that we can just say that it's hidden, okay? So we took out a middle one. We've taken out an edge piece above our eye level. Let's try taking out an edge piece that's on a side, like one of these ones. Let's do this one right here. We're gonna get rid of that one. So again, we'll come down here from our corner to the vanishing point and extend that back until it would disappear behind this piece right here. And again, we don't know if we'll see the edge of this one or not. So we'll check. We'll go to this corner right here and just see where that crosses. And again, it's actually out of sight. It's behind. And so we don't need to worry about it. We can just leave that just like it is. So that one was really easy. Something on the eraser. Left a little mark there. Okay, but again, whenever you have one line in front of another, I'll make the line in front just a little bit darker so that it comes forward. I'm not actually in love with that yet, so we'll clean that line quality up. But just I'll just use the ruler in a minute. Put this line in a little stronger. Okay, a little better. I really screwed that up, didn't I? Trying to make this look good. Okay, but this is the line that's going behind. And so I want it to be straight, but I don't want it to be too dark. So we'll just let it, we're gonna get really soft as we get close and maybe be a little harder at the corner. And that looks a little better. Okay, so we got rid of that one. Let's see, what else could we do here? We got rid of this one here. Let's get rid of this one, okay? So I'm gonna start by erasing this. This one's gonna be way more complicated, which will be good. We can figure this out. But we're gonna get rid of that block. And we have a few things that we know already. So for one thing, we know this piece is still there. And so I can extend that lightly back. I don't know where it ends yet, so I'm just going to get really soft there. And then we know that these two pieces are still here, so we've got to finish them. So this one is going to go back to this vanishing point. I'm starting at this corner. Okay, so now this piece looks like it's going back, and then this piece also needs to go back. So that'll come back till it hits the wall of this one. So that looks good now. And then to figure out where this corner is actually not too bad. We just have to figure out where they intersect. So this corner from here is going to go back until it hits this line right here, and where that hits is where the new line is going to go. And this is a vertical line. Every line either goes to the vanishing points or straight up and down. So we're going to go to that vertical, that corner where it comes up. And this line is going to go underneath this line. And so I want to make sure that this line is just a little bit heavier so it pops out in front. And this is where the refinement comes in, right? We want to take our time and really think about the line quality because it helps with clarity, right? But now this line's a little heavier, so this line feels like it's underneath and behind. Okay. So let's, how many have we got rid of? We've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4. A really easy one that we could get rid of is this bottom corner, because all we'd have to do is erase. Because we won't, there's no blocks behind there anywhere. And so that's a really simple one that we can get rid of. Just like that. Almost feels like it's cheating though, because it's too easy. But all it is just erased, and then it's gone. I'm gonna come and kind of re-hit this line. Okay, and so your last part of this assignment, once you've got your 5 pieces removed, is now to come back in and really clean this up and turn it into a nice drawing. And it's not there yet, right? It's got a lot of work. I'm gonna come in, and I don't know that I'll necessarily delete the eye level. It's kind of a horizon, but I'm gonna knock it back so it feels further away. And that's the nice thing about a kneaded eraser. It's good at knocking things back. So I'm just kind of loosening that up. And then picking how you want to create a hierarchy for your lines is important. Some people tend to emphasize the exterior lines the most, and then do what's closest the next most, and then what's furthest the least. Some people really want to press the illusion of depth and really focus on what's closest. So this corner is closest to the viewer, and so they might hit this the most, and then the outside edge is a little bit less, and then the interior stuff even less, just so that the little parts, no one part of the drawing is ever more important than the whole. And so you want the overall shape to read pretty obviously at first, and so sometimes the little details are less important, these little interior lines. So okay, we'll go in, and I'm not going to make you watch me do this whole thing, but I will show you a few things that I want to clean up. So for example, this line here has been erased, and so I want to lightly put those back in, but it's an interior line, so I'm not going to hit it very heavily. Like that. And then these lines up here need to be dropped back down. It's really tricky working right on the horizon line, so I'm going to switch and kind of work off the top of the page so that I can drop these verticals. Honestly, I don't need the right angle. I have enough of these lines here that I could really just line these up, so I'm going to do that because that's easier. get those, but I know that this one misses, but then they're here. So I'm gonna put that back in right there. Okay. And then I'll put this line back in right there. So that one, and then that one. Okay. This is kind of an unfortunate tangent right here. So again, I'm going to use my line quality so that you don't confuse this line as being continued here. A tangent's any time when the arrangement of things on the page either becomes confusing or when they pinch your eye and trap your eye from moving through it. So if I put this line in heavier, it kind of helps this to read as all being one part. And then if I leave that line a little softer, it'll recede back. And so I can come here and hit this line in a little heavier, this front corner. Okay, pop that out. And then this corner right here is going to be a little heavier. Might as well work on the whole thing, but this is the closest to the viewer, so might as well strengthen that line so visually it comes forward. And then same thing with this. But that's what I would do. That's how I would kind of go about finishing this drawing, is think about what's most important and what's clear, and then just keep working my way around. So, but that should get you started. Again, do 7 or 8 layers tall and then remove 5 blocks. Okay.